Hey everyone, sorry for the short stature today. Remember I had this, got some crud on it. Great, just great. Anyways, some sheetrock dust, but we'll get that done. So I had this panel, right, this thick plastic panel I was using for the instrument panel. And I have to cut two pieces that are basically this size, as you can see here. They're gonna go horizontal in the dashboard and basically cover up all that mess I created. Nice and warm. Burn off some of the impurities I guess on it. This thing gets hot really quick too, so put it down, and I can feel, and I can smell it. You can't smell it, but I can. Go through a couple of passes, it starts to soften up the plastic. Okay. After scoring it a bunch of times with that blade and doing it hot and then just doing the last few passes cold, I bent it over the 2x4, and you can see here I got my 80 grit sandpaper so I could clean up the edge a little bit. Well, I decided to take a chance and use the chop saw, which it worked out okay. Just the only issue is at the last second it caught this last little bit and chipped a corner on me. But you know what? Serendipity. I'm going to round the corners off anyways. At least the two facing the where the center instrument cluster is. So I'm going to just sand these corners down. Just the two. The other two are going to be flush against the the sides of the dashboard, and we should be good to go. Now I need to start figuring out how I'm going to drill holes in this thing with hole drillers, I guess. Yep, that's probably it. This is going to go here like that, and I'm going to set it up, and you can see that is just coming into conflict with this side of the. So if I scoot it over enough, it'll just clear that. I might have to trim just a little bit of the bottom right around here, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Wish I could have just done the whole panel over the, one solid piece and redone the whole panel, but yeah, that ain't in the picture just now. So yeah, so I'm gonna make that work here. I'm gonna see if I can do something about trimming just a little bit off the edge. I probably could sand that end down and be in good shape. All right, I got my screw gun here. We're gonna head over to the RV and we're gonna disassemble that one instrument panel and start working on that. Should be interesting. All right, we've got this instrument panel, which I'm gonna disassemble a little bit. Ooh, boy, that took a little bit to get rid of. Had some self-tapping screws here that I used to get into the dashboard, and okay, so I've got this thing kind of unscrewed, but obviously not all these are going to come off because of the way this particular dashboard has been. Ooh, well, that piece just broke off, didn't it? And look, oh, look at that one. I'm just gonna start snapping it apart, I guess, apparently, because it's junk. But interesting, the tachometer just kind of sat in there like that, but thought it was secured a little better. But yeah, there's all this. Look at that. Boom. Talk about being brittle. Okay, a band-aid later, because like a knucklehead, I tried to remove that piece here, which is a piece of metal, and I cut myself pulling it out and sliced my finger up pretty good. But as you can see here, we've got the dashboard pretty much cleaned out, ready for the new panel to go in, as long as we can get all these temp gauges and everything else back into their positions. As you can see here, from what I removed out of the dashboard, I got basically 3 layers, and I got a cut too, right on my finger. Look at that, right on my finger. Anyways,
This is the crappy yellow sign that I painted black, and as you can see, it didn't hold up very well. And this is the original cover of the dashboard, very kind of a glossy black laminate, kind of like a Formica. It certainly looks like Formica because it's got the back on it like that. And then of course the ubiquitous cut your finger on it because it's razor sharp, and I kid you not, metal base layer underneath the dashboard. So that's all gone. It's going to be replaced by that thick panel I made, and I just have to be cognizant of the holes, as you can see here. See, there's a little notch in that one for the headlights, so I got to remember that one. These are the two wipers, and this is the washer button, the intermittent button. So we're going to rearrange those. Excuse for the yawning. These two are for the fog lights, so I'm going to replace them with these guys. These are lit ones. They're lit, and we'll turn on and off. And here is my template that I'm using, kind of copying the center panel with the large instrument in the center, and then the two outlying panels kind of are the same triple setup there. That's the dashboard. So yeah, then I've got the other buttons down below here. Hopefully they'll all fit. I'm pretty much sure they will. Yeah, so I'm going to use this to drill my this panel. It's going to replace all that junk. Interesting. Time for drilling. Well, I had to go to our favorite home center in order to pick up this one, because apparently my tachometer is a 2.5 inch diameter and not a 2 1/8. Oh well, another hole saw bit. Back to the shop.
Okay, so I've hacked out the entire panel, as I mentioned. I mean, obviously, I might slip this back in after I trim it, because I need something for a little background light block on this thing. But it's pretty much gone. So this is what I've got now. Now, obviously, I have to position it and get it so it makes sense and lines up with the rest of the dash. But that's pretty much it, man. It's really close there. And I put the trim from the old dash back around this piece here, just to kind of give it an edge. And yeah, so I'm gonna in the meantime, I've hooked up the dash panel, as you can see here. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's better than it was. It's not some weird warped flaky thing. But in the meantime, we're gonna start her up, or try to start her up. See what happens now. Get it there. Check engine light. Well, the vacuum gauge works. The tack works.